Hey guys, how's it going? Listen, I know I haven't done much on YouTube because I got kind of discouraged after my first video. But after watching some other guys, I've gotten inspired to give it a go again, so here I am, back to give it another shot. I will be getting back to the Southern Hospitality Project I started, boy, what, 3-4 years ago? We will get back to that. I've lost most of the parts. It's probably going to be a do-over. We will do that. But for now, I've been watching a lot of a kid, he's from Britain, he's just moved to Montana. And he was kind of the last straw and inspired him to give us a try again. His name is Alex Steele. If you haven't seen him, go check out his channel. He's really, really awesome. But he does videos more like a kind of, I don't know if I can really call it a vlog style or not. But it's not really instructional, it's just him working. So I thought I'd give that kind of a try and see what we're doing. So I will be doing some projects just to make videos. But for now, I'm going to just film what's coming through the shop. Those of you that don't know, I've been running my own machine shop for a couple years now. And I do general repair, and I've gotten in with another company and we're doing some production work. So yeah, things are going good. But today, here's what we got. This is 1/2 of the mount off the side of a big John Deere tractor where the buckets go on. There's a pin, probably can't see it, there's a pin down right about there. And a pin up here, this one slides in and out. The bucket arms themselves set into this, and it bolts into the tractor. Now what's happened is they broke it. One, because the mount wasn't put on properly, and two, because they abused the crap out of it. And what I mean by not put on properly is it's supposed to mount 3 places. One's up here in the front. You got 2 big bolt holes, bolt into the front end. This long arm is broke off back here, actually goes under the rear axle. And there's a mount that bolts on here. And right in here is supposed to be the brunt of it. You get this little bar. You see 1, 2, 3, and 4 is under the grease. Supposed to be 4. Why isn't that focused? There we go. Supposed to be 4 holes in there. There was only 1 bolt. So, and that's ahead of the pickup point. So this thing tries to pick up all the way, just pushing down on this, and you can see there's a crack right across the top of here. It was actually broke clean. It's almost broke clean again, just ahead of this. I think about the only thing left holding this a little bit. Nope, it's holding here, but it's busted back here. And as you can see, this has been gumped up, repaired multiple times. The last guy that did it welded a big piece of 1/2-inch plate here on the front of it, and a little piece of bar. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's kind of hot with my glove. There's a glove. I have this piece of bar on top to gusset the brake, which is what you do. But this is way too short. This is only like 8 inches. That is nowhere near enough, and it simply broke ahead of it. And you can see this one was actually painted, but there's an older repair in here. Now, what I'm going to take and do is fix it right. Come over here. Just got back from town the other day, and I got all this bar. We're going to make it so it don't break. And the plan is this side of it goes up against the tractor, so I can't do anything about this. But I'm going to take a piece that's 3 by 3/8 flat bar, and we're going to run from here all the way parallel up to just shy of this. And I'm on a 45 at the end, so you get a nice clean bead going around it when it gets welded on, instead of these sharp corners. I was just reading something about a sharp corner can create stress cracking. So no more sharp corners. We're going to do that. I got some 1/4 inch by 2 for the top of it. And I may put a strip underneath. I haven't decided yet. But if we're going to gusset the whole dang thing, step 1 is we've got to get this old gump up mess off of here. Now, about the best way I know how to do that is you take a acetylene torch, or map gas, whatever you got, oxy cutting torch. And you're very, very careful with the tip. Let me actually grab mine real quick. You're very, very careful with the tip. You can kind of go along parallel to it. You'll blow most of the weld out, if you're lucky. And from there, apologize, roller coaster ride. You take cold chisels and hammers and you beat your brains out, basically. I got the top one off. And if you look, there's another weld in here, which is probably the original crack. This piece here is lower. I don't know what they've done, if this is a plate they put in or it's just all bent to pieces. But I got that off. I got to get this off, this and this off, clean this up, gouge out these cracks, get this set up so it's straight again, weld in the cracks, grind it and polish it, grind it smooth. Then I can start cutting gusset plates. So yeah, I don't have the greatest camera right now. I'm actually filming with my smartphone, so I'm going to show you guys some bits and pieces along the way. And if this starts to take off, I'll see if I can get some better equipment and see about making some better videos. So let's get started. Here's what's happened. I get the plate off, finally. After much heating and beating, I got it off. But, crack gave up in the process. Get that off finally. And you can see how gnarly that is. But the problem, I'll hold this up right to show you. Just the front half of the arm. And I saw this weld here with this piece. I don't want to touch it, it's still freaking hot. This piece was raised. I thought it was a reinforcing plate. But I tried to burn it off with a torch and it burned through easy. So it's not a piece of plate, it's a regular tube. But if you look, what I thought was just a crack, if you guys can pick the line up in the video or not, but this is a section of this rod that broke clean and shifted up. And instead of trying to fix it, they just welded it in where it was. That might affect my plan a little. I gotta do some thinking and have a cup of coffee. I'll get back. Hey guys, we're back. I had a little coffee break, did some thinking on this bar and what I'm gonna do there. And went out and plowed the dooryard because we just got 6-8 inches of snow. Hate winter. But yeah, here's the plan. Alright, you can see, oh good, I'm glad that's cool now, that would have hurt. You can see where this piece here is broke out and shifted up and been welded in. I gotta fix it. It's in the way of putting the gussets on, and it just looks like poo. So the plan is we're going to take and just cut along the weld and actually take this section out, grind this down, bevel the edges, take the section, do the same thing, put it back in, and weld it all up, make it look pretty. Don't probably absolutely have to do it. You know, I could just beat it in there, but it'll look like crap, and it just won't look very good, and there's certain standards here. So yeah, I gotta cut this section out. But I got the gusset plate off here, I got the one off the top. Oh, that is still a little warm actually. Heat. Bottom's good. Bottom's good on that. So I gotta cut that out, and I got to, back here in this piece, burn this one off. Same on this side, and get this plate. These will go much easier. This is where you can really get in it. You can see how this bead was put on, maybe even a little cold. Most of that is sitting right here. This probably didn't penetrate very well. So I'm going to take the torch, and I might be able to get a close-up. I don't want to burn my camera, but we'll see. You can put it right here and blow this all right out. This should come right off. So yeah, let's get cracking. Will work, it's good. Now I'm going to let this stuff on the floor cool down a little bit. Then I'm going to, turn you guys around to see. Let the stuff cool down a little bit, pick up the scrap metal, throw that in the bin, sweep the floor probably. And spin this around as I cut that back piece, because I got a bunch of stuff stored in here right now. And I'd rather not have a fire. So yeah, see you soon. Alright, here we are back in the shop. This side is done, except for drilling a hole, yeah. But you guys didn't get to see most of the repair, because I filmed the first few pieces. Tried to offload the video, and it didn't work in my editor. I wouldn't recognize the file. I got all kind of bummed out, so I gave up filming. And messing around one night, I found another editor that'll work with. So that's why I picked back up. But some time has passed. I've got this plate on the back side was busted all the way through, just a little half-inch holding it. And this piece was bent up. That piece was broke clean off. And yeah, that's what I had. So what I took and did was I had to put this tube back together first. Get this plate straightened out, groove it out, fill the back of it with weld. If I can, it should be right in here. Yeah, you can just see where it is. Get the tube rebuilt. Then I put a gusset plate on top, ran it the whole length of it from here back to here. Put a great big honking piece of 3/8 bar on the side of it. Run from very back here all the way to the tip. None of this little teeny patch plate. You just put a little patch plate on, all that's going to happen is it'll break either side of the patch. You got to strengthen the arm. Because, I mean, it broke there in the first place. You just patch it, it's just going to break again. And we also got the gusset plate on the bottom. Down there. Those are all... Oh, nuts. I missed a spot. I'll fix that in the morning. Anyways, welded in the whole length of it. It's got some gray primer on it right now. Self-etching stuff. On the back here, though, this was a freaking mess. They had these little 8-inch long plates. Stopped about here. On top, ooh, that's still warm. On top, on here, on bottom, and on the back side, it broke, so I put on again, put a plate on, put a plate on, put a plate on, it broke. It broke up in here, and they've welded it back. This is all weld bead in here. And you can see if you look close, it broke in here. This is all just chowdered. There's a break right here. There's a break right here. And they just kept putting little teeny patch plates, no longer than 8 inches. I can put my hand on it. Oh, that'll fix it. So, yeah, I had to get that all apart. I had to take a torch and burn the plates off as best as I could and try to find the original tube. And it was just chewed all to pieces. Hindsight 2020, I probably should have just rebuilt the whole thing, but trying to save the guy a little bit of money and just fix it up, but fix it right. Or at least as good as I can. But anyways, I got this welded back on, the original tube. Got it butt welded. Grooved it out and filled it in as best I could. And again, we did a plate on top as far up here as I could go. Ran it all the way down, about 1/2, 3/4 length. Same thing underneath, and that's 1/4 inch by 2. And on this side, we tied it up where this piece of plate originally sort of kind of came down. That's somewheres in here. This is bubble gummed full of weld beads, so I just found what looked like an edge tied into that. This is 3/8 by 3 plate. Gusseted the whole length of it. Down just stops just shy of where it's got to bolt on, because it has to be that size to fit in the mount. But I went as far as I could with it. And there's plates in the way on the back side, so I couldn't gusset the back side. But you can see, this isn't my welding. This is what was on this thing originally. This isn't mine. My stuff's down here. Whee! I got a little bit of porosity because I had a hell of a time getting this thing clean. There's pits and divots and welds and cracks everywhere that are solid full of gunk. This thing's been a living nightmare. But this is the worst of the two sides. I got to get the other side. I got to get this one put back on, and I'm going to drill out another hole in the frame so I can get at least 3 bolts in this on it. So yeah, the next step is get this back on the machine, get it bolted up. Hopefully I got it straight enough that it'll actually line up with the holes. That'd be good. And bring the other one in, and I might take the camera for a road trip. I got to drive the tractor back. So yeah, see you later. I'm just showing you a little around. Bye. to start this thing. Toolbox is frozen under the clutch pedal. That's cute. Okay. Don't think this has glow plugs, so this might not start. We'll see. That goes in. Brake is going to be off. Yeah. Gear. Control. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. It lives! I'll put you guys. So yeah, let's warm up and we'll be right back. We're going to go check the paint. This is the finished product. All back together. This is that front arm you saw me burning those plates out of. I got it patched back together underneath. I got a nice big 3/8 by 3 gusset, whole length of the arm. We got 1/4 by 2 gussets on the top, about 3/4 length of the arm, but they're offset. And also a big point to mention if you're doing gusset plates is you want to stagger where the ends stop. Because like you saw in the one in the previous video, they had a little plate, little plate, little plate. All that does is strengthen right where the crack is, but it shifts all the load either side of it. So usually what it'll do is break either side of the plate. Again, but when it comes to fixing stuff like this, it's been broken and repaired poorly so many times, you gotta kind of pick a place to stop. I've done the best I can with this, a lot better than it is. If this breaks again on the guy, I'm going to have to say we're going to just rebuild it. You know, like just keep this centerpiece here, but we'll get some like 6" by 3" tube and make a whole new strut here, and probably get 3x4, make a whole new strut up there, make it all nice and pretty. But I think this will hold. I'm pretty confident. All right, we're back and ready to go. I just smashed my finger in the bumper as a big grill goes on the front of this thing. I had to unbolt. I tried to hang it on the side of it and smashed my finger in the process. That didn't feel good, but it's okay. It was instantly on ice. Alright. This thing's a little bit weird to drive. Let's see, I want 3, 1. Come on, bud. Brakes off. Yeah, we should get that. A little more power. And we're off to the races. Yeah, the dual lash broke. Alright, we're back in the shop. The next thing to do is I got to drill out where these holes go. That's why I just moved the tractor over here. Now to do that, because this arm's in the way, I can't actually get in to drill these out. So I got a little bit of glue on. What we're going to take and do is put this in back here. Line up the top edge, line up the corner. Reach through with a Sharpie and trace out where these holes go. Drill this out on a drill press. And then we'll take that out and use that as a template on the machine. So I'll go to that and you guys can follow along. Alright guys, here we are outside. Got the drill jig set up, ready to go. You see now how it's supposed to work. I put in my 2 bolts I got, and I got nuts and washers on the back side of them. And all we take and do is just drill through the one that we need. And we got a big old Chicago electric 1/2" drill here. Why 1/2 inch? Because it's got plenty of power, it's slow turning, and it's got this extra handle on it. And I got in that a 5/16 bit, and what that is a pilot drill. Because that's a 5/8 bolt. If I try to just pound a 5/8 hole through that, I'll be sitting here for probably half an hour trying to muscle it through. But if I drill a smaller hole first, it guides the bigger bit through and makes it a whole lot easier to drill. So I get that, got a can of cutting oil, and I'm not going to drill at 5/8. I'm actually going to drill it one size bigger and go to 21/32. Why? Well, this is an old tractor, things have been welded on, there might be some misalignment issues, and even though it's not very much, that 1/32 will make a whole lot of difference. So yeah, because of snow and lack of tripod, I can't really film me doing this, but just imagine me sitting there, and you'll get the picture. You guys look at what's going on. Trying to get this arm back on here, and I got it almost in. I got it swung from the bucket on the tractor, and all the metal I've added actually got the balance point of this pretty well shifted. But the issue, this lip has to go in behind here, and we can't go up and over because the front piece is in the way. If we try to go down, that piece right there is headlamping it. That piece right there is in the way. You know, what we're going to have to take and do what that is, that's a stop on the axle. Because it's got a big pivot in the middle. I know it's kind of blurry. It's after dark and it's snowing. What I got to take and do is jack this up onto this side and let this tip down as I get that arm in. Okay, I got it on there for now. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Yeah. Bolt in the front, 2 bolts down there. I just got a call to go on a rescue mission. A friend of mine's just off down the road a little ways is stuck. I gotta go down and pull him out. So I gotta cut it there for now. Bye.